Hey everyone, and welcome to Bassman Studio. This is going to be the second painting challenge I do, where I paint something in just a few minutes. This time it's going to be a still life, very simple still life of an orange. Similar to the sunset painting I did with my last video, where I used complementary colors. Now, I'm going to use two complementary colors for this painting, this being blue and orange. So it's going to be very simple and very quick. So sit back and relax, enjoy, and thanks for watching Bassman Studio. So here's our subject, just one orange, still life, very simple, with a blue background. So we have our complementary setup. And starting with a very simple round shape and a really big brush, we just put in very broad color of orange. And then, again, using the same big brush, we just go around that shape. So we keep it very simple. No shadows and no highlights or any detail for the moment. And you can see I'm adding this very beautiful blue just to make the orange stand out. And optically, it does it anyway because blue and orange are complementary colors. So they are opposites in the spectrum, but they also help each other stand out, which is why we call them complementary. They create a beautiful harmony together. So you can see it almost looks like a sun in a blue sky. And you can see I'm filling in just the entire panel with this beautiful blue. So you just want to be like really, really loose and expressive, and don't worry about the little things yet. And once we fill all that in, we can start with the shadow area, just to show where the light is coming from. So we know the light is coming from above, so the shadows are on the bottom of the orange. So now we're creating a round shape. Something with what we call volume. Something with volume and gives it a three-dimensional quality. And also the shadow on the ground, using the same big brush. You can see I haven't switched brushes yet. Big brushes force you to think simply. So it's a good idea to use them for as long as you can. Now I've changed brushes and I'm using a smaller brush as I get into small details and I start blending. Now there's a highlight on the orange, so I'm just adding that in. And I could still use the same brush for blending. And one of the beautiful things about oil painting is it stays wet and very rich, so you can just move the paint around for a very long time. And you can manipulate the color and start blending while all the paint is still wet. And you can see I'm getting a very beautiful orange color and beautiful highlights as well, giving it more of a roundish shape. And now I'm just using the same brush just to clean up a little bit and sharpen the edges. So I'm basically just using two brushes for this entire painting, being that it's a very small painting on panel. And I'm just going around and I'm cleaning up any areas I might have missed as well, even in the background. Studies like this are very good to do because they teach you to keep things simple. It's a good lesson. It's good practice. So if you have like a small canvas or a panel, it's a good idea to do little studies like this just to practice about mixing and blending Start simply, that way, you know, the complicated things can come later. And now I'm just softening the shadow part of the orange, giving it more volume. And you can see the paint is still wet, so I'm just manipulating the paint, which is on the panel, and just moving it around. And just sharpening edges with the same brush. And you can see it's really starting to have volume. So sometimes you just have to keep working on it until you get the right shape. It might not happen right away, but you just want to keep working on it little by little. And just darkening the shadows a little bit on the bottom just to give it a bit more weight. And just softening anything I can. This is where you could work on the background and blend and go as far as you can at this point. If you want to get more detailed, you can do that as well. Or you want to keep it loose, you could keep it loose if you want to. And just blending in the background, just cleaning up any areas that need to be cleaned up. Even the shadows. And just adding a little bit more of that beautiful blue. And you can see I went back to the really big brush just to blend. And just blending a little bit more just to finish the painting. And here we have our finished painting of an orange. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video from Bassman Studio. Now, if you have subscribed to my channel, I thank you very much. If you haven't, please subscribe to see more videos coming very soon from Bassman Studio. Now, remember, any comments or questions you may have, please leave them in the comment section or contact me through my website, bassmanstudio.com. So get ready for the next lesson, which should be coming up very soon. And as always, don't forget to brush up your skills. Do incredible creative work. Don't let fear stop you. And I'll see you next time on Bassman Studio.